super celebrate you for being here tonight. So once again, guys, if you can hear me, just type in one in the chat. If you can hear me, type in one in this chat, type in one in the chat, type in one in the chat. If you can hear me, let's get started. Type in one in the chat if you can hear me. And for those who are watching this on YouTube, if this is the first time you'll be watching this video or any of our videos, please make sure you click that subscribe button and don't forget to activate the bell icon. And remember to share this with everyone you know that is in need of this strategy, right? So once again, those who are watching on YouTube, if you can hear me, type in one in the chat, type in one in the chat. All right, those who are on the Zoom, if you can hear me, I want you guys to type in one as well. I want to be sure we are on the same page before I proceed. I want to be sure we're on the same page before I proceed. I need to hear from every one of you on the Zoom before we go further. All right, so let's get started. So guys, before I go deeper, it's important for you guys to know that for you to become successful in any online trading, you need to have a strategy that is consistent. If you know more about the psychological aspect of trading, you know more about the trade management, you know more about the risk management. If your strategy is not consistent, you are not going to be profitable. So that is why you want to start using a strategy that is consistent, that can give you at least 60 to 70% win rate. And by the grace of God, this strategy is a strategy that can give you close to 80% win rate if you follow the trading condition accordingly. So what am I saying, guys? If you pick 10 trades with this strategy, you are going to win 8 out of 10 if you follow the trading conditions judiciously. So now let's get started. I'm going to put in all the trading conditions right on this on the screen for you, so you can also write it out one after the other. So now we are going, this strategy is based on two indicators. Number one indicators we want to use is we want to use exponential moving average. All right, let me start writing that out. Exponential moving average, EMA 120, exponential moving average 120. And the second indicator we want to use is stochastic. All right, stochastic with settings 14, 3, 3. All right, what do I say? Stochastic with settings 14, 3, 3 with EMA 120. These are the two indicators I use with this strategy. And to the glory of God, this has been really, really consistent. So now let's dive into the process one after the other before I give you the trading conditions. So if you're following, type in yes in the chat. Those on YouTube and those on Zoom, if you are following, please type in yes in the chat. Put in yes in the chat if you are following. Type in yes in the chat if you're following. I want to be sure we are on the same page. Want to be sure we're on the same page. All right, great. Glad to know that you guys are following. So number one strategy you want to, number one indicator you want to plot into the chart is the EMA 120. So for this, click on the indicator. Once you click on the indicator, type in EMA, right? EMA. So you click on the number one list, number one on the list rather. Click on it. Once you click on it, you have that on the chart. All right, look at it. I already have it on the chart. So what you need to do is to change the parameters. Okay, you can simply click on the settings icon or click on the moving average itself. So once you click on any of the two, either this icon right here or the line itself, it comes out with this dialog box. Now, this is where you have you are going to change your settings. On the input right here, the length you want to use is 120. All right, period 120, period 120. So you leave the source, you leave it at close, leave other settings the same way it is. Then under style, you don't want to change anything. Under feasibility, you don't want to change anything. So the only thing you want to change right here is to change the length to 120, which means the length is also the period in case you are using this on MetaTrader software. So the length is also the period. So make sure it's 120. So for this, you can also pick any color of your choice. All right, you can make it red right here. Okay, you can make it any color, but for me, I like to make it red. So I'm going to make it red, which means I want this the EMA to be in red. So I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. You can do all this on the MetaTrader 4 as well. So then I click on OK. Now this is the EMA. All right, this is the EMA 120. So the next indicator I'm going to bring out is stochastic. All right, click on indicator. Once you are on the indicator, just type in stock, then it's going to come out. So click on the first one on the list. Okay, once you click on it, it's already there. You can see that the background, then cancel it. Now, this you also want to configure it to have these settings. So once you click right on this small but this settings icon, click on it. This is where it takes you to. Right here under input, you can see we have 1413. You want to change this to 3. All right, so it's going to be 1433. As you can see, 1433. The smoothing is going to be 3. All right, the K smoothing is going to be 3. This smoothing is going to be 3. And the length is going to be 14. All right, all this you can also do it on the MetaTrader 4. So under style, you can make the lines thick. For example, the stochastic line, you can make it thicker than this so that you can see it when the cross is about to happen. So for me, I'm going to make it thicker. I'm going to make it thicker by clicking on the color, then select this or this depending on what you want. So for me, I'm going to leave it on the next one. Then I click on OK. Oh, sorry. Okay, the orange, I'm going to make it thicker as well. All right, so here we have the upper band and the lower band. So I'm going to change this from perforated to a line. All right, I'm going to change it from dashed line to a straight line. So you can also change the upper band color and the lower band color. You can also change the thickness as well. Okay, so you can configure it to anything you like. Why did I pick green for the lower band? Reason is simply because once price comes into that level, I want to look for a buy. Why did I use red line for the upper band? Once price comes into that upper band, I want to look for a sell. So the limit remains the same. All right, the limit remains 80-20, right? So once that is done, then click on OK. Click on OK. So let me change this, the limit. Limit is going to be 80-20. I hope this is clear. So that means the upper limit is going to be 80, while the lower limit is going to be 20. I hope this is clear. Now, this is it. I'm not going to upload this strategy until later in the nearest future, because I know a lot of people are waiting for the upload on our YouTube channel. So I'm not going to upload this until later. All right. So now we have these two indicators. Now, number one thing you want to look at is this. Look at this 120 moving average. We want to use that as an indication for a trend. Now, for the purpose of this training, I'm going to use H1 as the entry time frame, and I'm going to use H4 as the filter time frame. Now, what do I mean by the filter time frame? Let me switch to H4. Let me switch to H4. Currently, we can see once price is below the 120 moving average on H4, this is telling us that price is going down, right? Whenever price and few sets of candles are below the 120 moving average on the filter time frame, which is H4, then it tells us that price is going down. So we want to look out for a sell. So whenever set of candle is above the 120 moving average on H4, which is the filter time frame, this tells us that we should look out for a buy. I hope this is clear. So now, what are the conditions? Condition number one for this is this. If you want to trade, for example, no, this is not the condition, I beg your pardon. If you want to trade on H1, which is 1 hour, you are to use H4 as your filter time frame. I hope this is clear. If you want to pick H4 as your trading time frame, you are to use daily as your filter time frame. What do I mean? For example, if I want to pick my sell trade, right? If I want to pick a trade on H4, I have to use the daily as the filter time frame. What does that mean? That means that whatever price is doing on the daily, following this moving average, that is the direction I'm going to trade on H4. Now, currently on the daily time frame, right from this area right here, the price and the candles are under the moving average, the 120 moving average. This is telling me that if I want to pick a trade on H4, I need to look for a sell trade alone. Only sell trade should I have to look for on the H4, right? So the same thing applies to all other time frames. So if you are trading, you want to pick your trade on H1, use H4 as your filter time frame, right? And if you want to trade on 15 minutes, use H1 as your filter time frame. I hope this is super clear. So for the purpose of this class tonight, we will be using H1 as our trading time frame, and we will be using H4 as the filter time frame. I hope this is super clear. All right, so if this is clear, please type in clear in the chat. If this is clear, type in clear in the chat, type in clear in the chat. Type in clear in the chat if this is clear. If you're watching on YouTube, if this is clear, please type in clear in the chat. I want to be sure we're on the same page. If this is clear, everyone type in clear in the chat. All right, great. This is clear. Yeah. So let's keep moving. So now, condition number one. Like I said, we will be taking the trade based on H1 and 4. So we'll be using H4 as our trading, sorry, as our filter time frame, while H1 remains the entry time frame. Now, condition number one. Condition number one, EMA1, EMA 120 must be below candles on H1 and H4. All right. Okay, so let's look at, let's look for a sell condition because price is below the candles right on H4. So let's look for a sell condition. So sell condition. Okay, so EMA 120 must be above the candle on H4 and H1. Now take a look at this, guys. EMA 120 must be above the candle on H4 and H1. Now this is H1, H4 rather. So you can see candle is right below the EMA, which means the EMA must be above the candle. And right from this space right here, you can see this is already below the EMA. So the EMA is above. So condition number one. Condition number two, switch to your trading time frame. In this example, we are using H1. So the same time, EMA 120 must be above the H1. So you can see right, this is above the price already. The EMA 120 is above the price. So condition number one is met. Now, condition number two. Condition number two, stochastic must go above the average limits. Stochastic must go above the average limit. Let me type that out. Stochastic must go above the average limit. It must go above the average limit. So you may be wondering, what is the average limit? It must be above the 80 or average limit. Now, you may be wondering, what is the average limit? Now, this is what you need to do. You cannot be able to configure the average limit right here on the trading view, but you can do that on MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5. Now, this is what you need to do to get the average. All you need to do is to point your mouse in between the stochastic and take note of this 50 area right here. You can see at this right hand side right here. Make sure it's divided. You have at least 50. So now in this case, you want to be able to see that stochastic has touched the 50 line, minimum the 50 line, or go above the 80 line. All right. Stochastic must touch the 50 line or go above the 80 limits. All right. So why did you have to look for this? This is to ensure that price has had enough pullback. I hope this is super clear. This is to be sure that price has had enough pullback. I hope this is super clear. So you must be able to see that stochastic has gone up either to this 80 line or it has traveled midway of this of the stochastic, which means 50 line. All right, I hope you can see right here. So all you need to do is just to point your mouse right here and be sure it is divided, it's giving you 50 right here. I hope you can see. I'm on 53, 52. So you want to be sure, then follow the middle perforated line. Once your stochastic touches it, that means you should start looking out for a sell. So that is condition number 2. Condition number 2, once again, stochastic must go up here to touch the 80 line, or at least touch the 50 line. It must be above the 50 line upward. All right, so that is condition number 2. Condition number 3, wait for stochastic to cross to the downside. All right, wait for stochastic. Wait for stochastic to cross each other to the downside. I'm going to explain this very well, guys. Now, right now, as you can see, this is currently going up. All right, this is currently going up. Stochastic is currently going up. So the moment stochastic crosses this, the blue line crosses the red, then that is when you want to start looking out for a trade, right? The moment the blue line crosses the red, then after the cross has happened, then immediately the cross happened, that is when you want to look out for a trade. So condition number 4, you want to wait for the candle to close. Take a sell trade the moment the candle closes. All right, condition number 4. Take a sell trade at the close of the candle. So if you're getting this and if you're following this, please let me know. So you want to take your sell trade the moment this crosses each other, the candle that initiates the cross, then you are going to take your trade right after the close of that candle. I hope this is clear. So these are the 4 conditions we have for this strategy. If this is clear, please type in clear in the chat. If this is clear, type in clear in the chat. Once again, you may want to take some screenshots. You may want to take some screenshots right now. I'm going to leave this for a few minutes before we talk about the stop loss and take profits. You may want to take some screenshot right now before we proceed further to stop loss, where you have to put your stop loss and take profits. If this is very, very clear, please type in something in the chat if you're following. Type in something in the chat if you are following. Type in something in the chat if you are following. Oh, I'm happy with this, sir. All right, thank you so much. I'm so glad you're happy with this. All right, those who are on YouTube, if you're following, please type in something in the chat. Oh, somebody said this is awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, you following. All right, so let's talk about the stop loss and take profit. Now, this is a very good example right here, guys. We have a very good example right here. All the conditions are in place right on this trade. And the only thing we are waiting for, condition 1 and 2 has already formed on this, on the Ethereum USDT. So now condition 1 is this: EMA 120 must be above the candle on H1 and 4. And right now, this is where we have the price right now, where I have this mouse. So on H1, EMA 120 is right above that. So we check the same area where price is currently trading on H4. On H4, we have price sitting at the same area. Condition 1 has been met. Now we switch back to H1. On H1, stochastic must go above the average limit. Now, has it gone above the average limit? Let me try to put some mark right there so we can understand. Okay. You can use the tool right here by putting it in the middle. You can see this will indicate the midline. All right. Now, stochastic must go above the average limit, and exactly what we have seen right here. What is the average limit? The average limit is 50 line, which is what I have just drew right here. So anytime stochastic touches this line and above, then that means you should start looking out for a trade. So condition number 2 has been met. Condition number 2 has been met. Stochastic must go above the average limit. So this has touched. So condition number 3, we will wait for this blue stochastic to cross the red back to the downside. So the moment the cross happens right here, okay, that is condition number 3. So we will wait for that candle that initiates the cross. The candle that initiates this cross, we will wait for it to close. Okay, so that's going to be condition number 4 for us. So immediately that candle closes, you take your sell trade. All right, I hope this is clear. So that is condition number 4. Now we have taken our trade based on condition 1 to 4. So our stop loss, where is our stop loss going to be? Our stop loss is going to be right above this last high, right? It's going to be right above this last high, and our take profit should be at the last low right here. You may be wondering, this is too close. Yes, of course it is too close, but guys, I tell you, this is a strategy that gives a lot of profit. Minimum you can get is ratio 1 to 2, ratio 1 to 3 if price is going to move in your direction. Now, the stop loss is in 2 ways. Let me try to write this out. The stop loss is in 2 ways. Number 1, the stop loss must be above the last high. I think I need to write this. Must be above the last high, or when stochastic changes direction. Now, what do I mean by that? Once you have the stop loss on the last high, that is our stop loss. Put your stop loss on the last high, or you can exit your trade the moment stochastic changes and crosses back to the upside. I'm going to explain this better, guys, so you can understand how this works better. Let me try to clean all this. Let's assume you have taken a trade right here. Once this cross happens, you have taken a trade right here. All right, let's say you have taken a trade right here. It's already going down. You have taken a trade at this cross. The moment this cross happens, you have taken a trade. Now, your stop loss is going to be right here. Now, the moment trade is going in your favor right this way, okay, once this crosses back, you can exit your trade. All right, you can exit your trade. In some cases, you may see price may come down right here, and the next thing you see, maybe after 2 or 3 candles, stochastic will cross back to the upside. So that way you can exit your trade with small loss. All right, so in some cases, if it does not happen that way, it's going to hit your stop loss. So you have 2 options to place your stop loss. Number 1 is you use the last I as your stop loss. Number two, wait for the cross to the other side. Once stochastic crosses back to the upside, then exit your trade. That is the best way to put your stop loss. I hope this is clear. So you can see stop loss must be above the last I. In this case, once this one happens right here, your stop loss is going to be above this I. Okay, must be above the last I, or when stochastic changes direction. So the direction is when stochastic crosses back to the upside. You know, we have already taken the trade once the cross to the downside happens. So the moment it crosses back, changes back to the upside, exit that trade, either in small loss or in small profit. I hope this is very, very clear. I hope this is very, very clear. There's going to be a time for question and answer in the next 5-10 minutes. I'm going to explain. I'm going to be through with this so you can ask your question. So now let's talk about the take profit. So the take profit is going to be the last low, or when stochastic changes direction as well. Okay, take profit is going to be the last low Okay, so take profit is going to be the last low, or when stochastic changes direction. Now, where is the last low? Let me try to clear all this away so you can see this very well. Now, where is the last low? You can scroll back in time. So once you take your trade right here, you can look back to the left where you can find the last low. I hope this is clear. So in this case, this is going to be your profit. This is where you're going to put in your take profit. And in some cases, you will see that this low right here will go down very well before you have this pullback. So this is going to be your last, your take profit. But in a case where the low is very, very close to your entry, then you scroll back to look at the left, then pick the last low right here as your take profit. All right, I hope this is clear. So, and your take profit is going to be in two ways. You use the last low, or when stochastic changes direction, which means once stochastic is coming this way, has been coming down this way. So the moment this one changes back, you exit that trade in profit. I hope this is clear. If this is clear, please type in clear in the chat. If this is clear, type in clear in the chat, and let's take a look at some examples before I give you the parameters for the buy entry. So I'm going to paste in the, I'm not going to explain the buy entry, but I'm going to paste the parameters for that, so you can also jot that down. All right, if this is clear, please type in clear in the chat. I want to hear from every one of you guys. If this is clear, please type in clear in the chat. Type in clear. If this is clear, type in clear in the chat. I want to be sure you guys are following. I want to hear from every one of you. If this is clear, type in clear in the chat. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Gabriel, Mr. Dial, thank you so much. Mr. Williams on the YouTube, thank you so much. Mr. Billy, thank you so much. Mr. James, thank you so much. Apan, thank you so much. All right, so let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. So now let's take a look at some examples right here. Now, this is where we have the cross on stochastic. We have the cross right here. Take a look at this. We have the cross right here. We have the cross right here. I hope this is clear. We also have the cross right here. All right. So you can see, take note of these crosses. You can see we have them right above the 50 line, right? This one has touched the 50 line. That is why it's the good one. So you want to be sure either the blue line or the red stochastic line touches the the 50 line. All right, I hope this is clear. So now around this area, this has called for a sell. Now let's take a look at this same spot on H4, because before we pick this trade, we need to check it on H4. Now condition number one, 120 moving average is above the price right here, you can see. So we check the same area on the H4. So let's switch to H4 and check. Now you can see right on H4, we also have it below the above the candle right here. This is condition number one met right here. Now you can see now where's condition number two. We go back on H1, which is our entry time frame. Condition number two, stochastic must go above the 50 line. All right, right here you can see touches even the 80 line, went above the 50 line. So condition number two met. Condition number three, we wait for stochastic to cross. Now you can see this area right here. I want to try to enlarge this. You can see it right here. Take a look at this stochastic. You can see the cross happen right on this very candle. All right. Oops. On this very candle. So at the close of this very candle, where I have this vertical line, you take your sell trade. Take your sell trade right here. Sell trade. All right. Your stop loss above here. I hope this is clear. So now you can see around this place, we do not have any high right here. So what do? You scroll back in time. You scroll back in time. You can use this low right here as your take profit. This low right here, right from this place, right here as your take profit. And now you can see that is even very, very close. So now in this case, you can use the stochastic change of direction to pick your profit. Now you can see right immediately we have this cross. Take a look at stochastic, went down. Now this is where the stochastic changes this direction. Then that is when you are going to exit your trade. So this has given you nothing less than ratio 1:1 minimum. It's even more than ratio 1:1. Now we have another cross right here. Take a look at price went down. Another cross right here, price went down. It's as simple as that. This is a strategy that if you really take your time to practice it very well, I tell you, if you take 10 trades, you will only lose 2 or 3. And you'll be able to win either 7 or 8. And out of those ones you win, you will see ratio 1:8. Sorry, ratio 1:2, ratio 1:3. And in a very moving market, you will see ratio 1:5 as well. This is a strategy I use time to time and is delivering. So with this back test, you can see we have 3 trades right here that ended in profit. Now, another one is about to happen. So which means at the cross of this stochastic, we will take another trade and we expect it to pull down, okay? To pull down, and we take our profit once stochastic changes direction, or we take our profit right here or at this level right here. So these are the levels you should look out for your profit. So if this one is very, very close, you can choose this one as your target. So price will have the high tendency to drop down to the next low, all right? Because this low right here is considered as the current low. So this is the next low for me based on the experience, because price is currently sitting at this low right here. So this low is seen as the next low price is going to visit. I hope this is clear. So if you have any question, right, please let me know in the chat. Let me type in the buy condition in the chat for you guys so you can be able to jot that down as well. Okay, you may take some screenshots right after this so you can understand, can be able to okay, trying to shrink it so you can, I think this is too much. Just a moment, guys, trying to make it clearer for you guys so you can take some screenshots. Okay, okay, I think this is better. Before I just a moment. Oops. Okay. I think you can take some screenshot right now with this. This should be fine. Okay, you can take some screenshots right now, guys. Let me know if this is okay for you. Trying to make it fit. Okay, I think this is better. So I'm going to give you 1 minute to take the screenshot. Oops, this has gone. Okay, don't worry. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that in the description once we've posted this. Let me see if I can bring it back. Okay, great. So guys, quickly take the screenshot. You have the option right now. You can take the screenshot. Take the screenshot right now. So you have the buy and sell entry condition. You have the buy and sell entry condition. So take the screenshot right now before this will be deleted again. Let me know if you are through with that. You can write it down or take the screenshot. You have 30 more seconds, 30 more seconds. Thirty more seconds. Okay, Mr. Dawson said done. So let me know. Let me know. I want to hear from 2 or 3 more persons before I move further. I want to hear from 1 or 2 or 3 more persons before I take this away. Quickly, guys, let me hear from you guys. Those who are on YouTube, okay, thank you so much. Okay, somebody said, okay, all right, that's fine. So let's keep moving. So this is going to help you a lot. You need to have the parameters. Once you have the parameters, it's going to be much easier for you to trade this strategy. Trust me. All right, so I think this is super. I'm super delighted to have the opportunity to share this with you tonight. So I've been able to explain the sell entry condition perfectly well. So you can use the reverse side of it to take your buy entry. I hope this is super clear. You can use the reverse side to take your buy entry. So if you have any question, please let me know in the chat. If you have any question, let me know in the chat. I may bring you up to ask your question. If you have any question, let me hear from you. If you have any question, type in one in the chat. If you have a question, type in one in the chat so I can bring you up to ask your question. If you have any question, type in one. Unfortunately, those who are on YouTube, you will not be able to ask questions. So that is the advantage of joining us on Zoom. So if you have any question, type in one. In the absence of no question,